All right, all right, all right.
What's up, good people?
What's going on? We up in here.
Welcome
Finally.
to another Relationship Thursday.
A little late getting started, but nevertheless, we are here. Nevertheless, we are here. And tonight is going to be good, and we are going to have an abbreviated situation. Hey, sis, I see you. See you, Erska, in the house. As you come on into the room, of course, let us know where you're representing from and who you are representing. We want to talk about some things tonight. Mia, I see you. Where you coming from, Mia? Where you located? Folks, tell us where you located. We're talking about sex tonight because this is one of the most popular topics. The questions that we get in, the things that people come to us with, are oftentimes around a lot of things, but there are two primary things. It's like trust and, cheating and communication, and then it's sex. And I'm just saying. All right, Raquel representing Maryland and Erska in DC. Hey, 529.
We representing.
So we wanted to take the time, and as we move forward for the remaining of this year, we're going to do some more focusing in on this very important topic because there are so many of y'all that are not having it. But I just have to pause. I got to keep it 100 because we always keep it 100 here. So just pardon me, excuse me for 1 second. Thank you so much. Son, Adaye, you have to go. You're there way too long. Y'all supposed to be casting and moving on. Get up and roll out. Thank you. Now, we can get back to the matter at hand. Go ahead, Adaye. So, sex. This is what we're talking about. You see what I had to tell my son, like, get up out the room, what you doing? I just want to know, just by way of hearts, just by way of likes, how many of y'all having it? How many of you having it like that? How many of you having it and you having it well? We're just going. No, you're going the wrong direction. Where are you going? Go on. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your patience, folks. So are you having this? I see it. I see some hearts. I see, some things popping, but I don't know what. Are y'all having it? You know what I'm saying? My married folks, my long-term committed people, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you at? Yo, it's not really a lot of, what's going on, y'all? Hey, Raleigh, North Carolina in the house. So we actually talking to do tonight. We're going to give y'all some tips to reignite your sex life. Maybe that's why y'all here. You did say 3 tips to reignite your sex life. Mm-hmm. So perhaps you're not having it. I just want to know this very quickly, and then we'll go ahead and get started. If you're not having it, if you're not having sex, what's going on, Cheryl from South Carolina? And Wichita, Kansas is in the house. We see you, Brittany. For those who are not having it, and I'm not even going to say that because I don't want you to, if you answer, then that means that you're talking about yourself. This is not for people who are just not having it. But what I want to know is, what do you feel some of the barriers are to having a really good sex life? If you think about your own sex life, you think about the level of sexual, emotional, physical connection you have with your boo, what are some of the things that are getting in the way? What is it that's holding y'all back or holding you up, whether it's individually or collectively? That's what I want to hear from you. So can you drop some comments and let us know as we get started this evening? Again, if you're just joining us tonight, we're talking about sex. Why? Let's just go ahead and put it out there that sex is a requirement. It is a requirement in a good, healthy, strong marriage. It is a part of the foundation for an especially special connection and commitment. It is an essential ingredient for a power couple, because let me just tell you, when you are having sex, you have an access to de-stress in a way that other folks who ain't having it, you know what I'm saying, they don't got. When you're having sex, you have a special way to connect in that words cannot capture, but only the physical bodies coming together and connecting can really measure. When you're having sex, you know what? That Pitocin, that pitocin, that warm, loving energy, and hormone gets released in the body, and you feel more connected, and you strengthen the connection in ways that you cannot do when you're not having sex. So sex is essential for a healthy relationship. When you're not having sex, those things are not happening. So tonight we want to reignite you, because we know a lot of y'all be going a long time. It don't just be like 2 weeks. It be like 2 months, 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, well, we do it, but we do it like once every 5 weeks. Like that's not okay. I see some of y'all dropping some of the reasons why, like what's getting in the way. And that's important, because you really need to know what's getting in the way in order to be able to move into some progress and to move into some engagement. Now, I just want to go ahead. We keep it 100 here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put out a challenge tonight, and you all might think that the challenge is for you.
What kind of challenge, baby?
But the challenge ain't for y'all. The challenge
What's the
is
challenge?
for you.
It's for me.
It's for you.
Why is the challenge for me?
Now I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say this one time. Get yourself up in here together. Let me tell you something. Y'all know how many times it's time for us to do a live stream. I have been running out in the streets. I've been doing this thing. I'm coming in the house, and I say, "Oh, baby, I'm not. I just want to lay down." Oh, you got it. Well, he like, let's go. This is where he is tonight. I mean, I am talking, but this man is just like, are you there with us? Is anything you want to contribute to the live stream tonight?
I do. You said Pitocin, you meant oxytocin.
I said Pitocin. Oxytocin, not Pitocin. You can tell I'm a mama.
I mean, Pitocin is a synthetic version of oxytocin. So.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So anything else you want to? That's all you want to say? You just want to correct me?
No, I mean,
you see some of the stuff folks are talking about in terms of the things that get in the way too, which I think is some really good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, fatigue. I'm 529. I'm feeling really fatigued right now myself.
You're not even in the picture.
That's because you be positioning the camera in such a way where you be trying to boot me out the picture.
No.
Like you think it's just like your live stream.
Now you're just trying to be like cute. You're trying to say something catchy. Okay, whatever.
So this topic right here, backed by popular demand in the sense that, as my wife mentioned, this whole sex piece is really integral when it comes to relationship success. A lot of people have issues around it, struggle in this area, and unfortunately, their relationships are in a stanky place as a result of it. And so, again, with these tips tonight, the objective is to assist you, to help you arrive at a place to where you're connecting a lot more intimately with your partner. But I think that, ultimately, one of the biggest barriers is that people have challenges in terms of really connecting in with themselves. I think that a significant challenge in relationships is that people lack familiarity with what really turns them on, what, sparks their fire, what gets them into that space, into that mood. And so I think that it's really important for you to take self-inventory and see what gets you there, what gets you right, what gets you in that space where you're available emotionally, what gets you in that space where you're available physically. And, when you aren't willing to access that area or access that space within yourself or with yourself, then it makes it damn sure difficult for you to be able to connect in with your partner and to let your partner know what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. And so again, I think that first and foremost, the important thing is to familiarize yourself with yourself.
Your own body.
Yes, touch yourself.
You can say the word vagina.
Yeah.
You can say clitoris.
Yeah, you can do
whatever you call it, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for some of us, we have to start there just by being able to articulate and verbalize about our bodies and do that with our partner. I think that's really important. So based on what my husband said, you should already be asking yourself tonight, do I know what gets my boo popping? Do I know what gets me popping? Can you just answer that? You know what I mean? Can you just straight up answer that question? And I love what somebody said here. Shell said, your video on commitment the other day prompted some amazing sex. That's what's up, right? So if that is what does it for you, you need to know. Come and watch my videos and be like, oh, I'm feeling so warm and fuzzy. Turn it off and take your clothes off, right? Yeah. Let's get it going. Some of the things that get in the way, Fine 29 says, for some, it can be fatigue, schedule, stress, hormones. Mia, you're talking about just what we're talking about, lacking comfort with your own your own sensual self. Emotional trauma, that's a big one, Fine 29. Stress from bad communication. You know what I'm saying? When you arguing or y'all not really feeling each other, we don't want to have sex. And I just want to be a witness to all of y'all, especially my sisters. I want to be a witness and let you know that you can get to a place where even though you ain't feeling it, you allow yourself to feel it. Even though you're not with it and you're like, I'm not really feeling him because the communication is messed up. We're not really on one accord, whatever. So I'm not in the mood to do that. You can move beyond that. And you can actually make yourself available to the experience. And when you make yourself available to that experience, the stagnation, the separation, the distance between the two of you, all of a sudden, the gap is closed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you're a little more open to connecting, not because you tried to solve the problem first, and then when you solve it, we're going to have sex, but because you allow sex to bring you together so that you can then perhaps look at the problem differently. Mm-hmm. Oh my, you got to put your ego down. And you got to get your sensitivities and push them to the side a bit and open yourself up to do that. I just want to say it does work. It does work. Salam Allah. I love it. You said we support this. New parents being exhausted. Christine, that's definitely something that gets in the way. So very quickly, we're going to go through these three things that you can do to reignite your sex life. If you're just joining us, please share the video. Doesn't hurt to share. Don't hurt to share. Share the video. If you're getting something from it, somebody else might get something from it. Go ahead and like it. And let us know that you are here for it. You see, some of y'all have liked it, but please do like it. And I don't think I've seen anybody share it. Anybody share it yet? Y'all want to share it because we talking about sex, but I don't want nobody to think I'm looking at something about sex. Come on, let's start with ourselves and share because we all grown folks up in here. Okay.
So the thing that I want to ask y'all is to really get a pulse on where the community is right now. I know we're about to go into the 3 points, but I think that it's important for us to know what it is that who it is that we're addressing and dealing with in this live stream. And so one thing that we do when we work with couples is that, and again, this is not therapy, y'all, so don't mistake that for this. This is information, some entertainment, some education. But one thing that we do is we ask couples to give a number, or we actually have them identify what point they are on a scale when it comes to sex. And so I'm going to ask you all this question. If you feel comfortable sharing, please do so. If not, you can refrain from doing so. But when it comes to the quantity of sex, with 0 being absolutely none, you're dissatisfied, and 10 being you're satisfied, where would you put yourself? When it comes to the quantity of sex, with 0 being dissatisfied, absolutely none, and with 10 being I'm getting it whenever I want to, and I'm satisfied with the quantity of sex, where would you put yourself? I'm saying quality. I'm saying 0 to 10 in terms of quantity. 0 to 10 in terms of quantity, where would you put yourself?
Are you want to ask qualities here?
What you think?
I mean, people don't want to put that out there. They want to go and try it out and delete the comment.
Some people might.
Like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So there may not be many brave souls to do that. But, and so, again, the way we flip that too when we're working with couples is that we ask the question, when it comes to quality, how would you rate yourself, rate your relationship? From 0 to 10, would it be, 10 is absolutely phenomenal and banging, or 0, like, we need some work in this area. We need a lot of work in this area. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see Real Spit Vaughn, he said 10. When I have it, laugh out loud. Mm-hmm. Ursula said 9. Or did she say 3? 3. I need my glasses on. Okay, so she keeping it real, and he keeping it real. So again, it's really important that you take the inventory and you ask yourself those questions so that you can know whether or not it's something that you need to focus on.
Yeah. Okay, so here you go. So the word tonight is reignite, which means that your sex life is kind of slumming a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you need to do a little something different, or y'all kind of in a monotonous, whatever. And so what I always say is the person who has the most insight needs to, move forward and lead the other person somewhere you've never been. So one of these things y'all need to get popping starting this weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. Okay, so
why they got a week?
I'm just saying the weekend is coming. You got the weekend to get your courage up and everything else. All right, so this one is an easy one. Watch I say it's easy, but it's one to do. Okay, so I'll just say that. Sexy rendezvous. Sexy rendezvous. What do you mean, sexy rendezvous? What we mean is a getaway, an overnight trip. We want whoever's on this live stream, to think about where you can go overnight. You know what I'm saying? Where can you go? Where can you get away to? Sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's about getting away to whatever you're going to name it and creating a bedroom that has a beautiful, enchanting environment. Candles everywhere. Actually go to the, Safeway and get them roses about the, section, the rose section, the flower section with some petals on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And when you have the flowers out, the candles out, the music out, while you're creating a different environment. Right. And then here's the thing: step it up, and get some role playing going. So some of y'all regularly role play or role play from time to time in your relationship and in your sex life, but actually role play and think about your characters in advance. How about you actually say to your boo tomorrow morning before y'all roll out the door? Right, like, so, or maybe you text them at work, and say, like, I want us to role play this weekend. I want us to get away. Maybe you can't afford to actually just drop it. A lot of us got kids like us where you can't just roll out. But thank you, Robin, for sharing to your marriage page. Yes, and put your marriage page on here so folks can find it too. So you can be spontaneous, right? And say, I want us to go here. I want us to go to this place. And you actually take the time to think about what your character is. And so you learn something about your partner when you say, well, who do you want me to be? My son is back in the room.
I'm about to cut that off.
You come up here one more time. Tonight, see, families will never come in the room, and tonight they just keep popping in the room.
That's because they ain't got school tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. They ain't got no school here. We are tomorrow. So here's the thing. So you want to get away. The point is that you want to develop characters. Here's your 3 points in the getaway. You want it to be a special place to go to, right? So if it's not out of the house, it's not a hotel or whatever, then you need to make an environment in your home. Okay, and you want to make sure that you create an excitement about it, that you get into. We used to do this stuff when we were dating, y'all. I mean, maybe y'all ain't do it, but we used to get into this stuff more. And so that's a simple thing that you can do, and it does not take that much energy and time. All you gotta do is get a few. I mean, get whatever candles you got. I don't know, you got Kwanzaa candles in the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you get. For real. You got like some people like
hold
candles.
You saying like
Kwanzaa candles, birthday candles, birthday.
Like, I mean,
yeah,
really?
Birthday candles will work.
I mean, that's supposed to be like a sacred, like.
Because look, I was slice it like this. Let me tell you something. I'm
I'm
trying to be on the frugal tip. Okay. So let me tell you something. Y'all know about those candles at Bath and Body Works. Them things is expensive. I only buy them on sale. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Can I get a heart? I don't buy them for full price. Some of y'all go in there and buy them candles like $20 for one candle. I'm not doing that, right? So if I don't have candles like that, then I'm gonna find what I can find. I will go get a cake as a part of my environment. Get some nice, sexy cakes, some food, because that is stimulating to the senses where I can feed it to you and that kind of thing, right? And I'll put them candles in that cake, like that thing up. I'm gonna put some, I'll make it work. Because guess what? I'm just saying, I'm coming from a woman's perspective. He ain't paying attention to what kind of candles they are. You know what I'm saying? The light is dim. Somebody gave me some hearts. Y'all sit here, it's like y'all looking at me like this.
Did she just talk about your birthday cake? Yeah?
Oh, see, you know what? Thank you, Simone, taking notes. Thank you. Look, let me tell you something. So here's an important thing.
You said put some candles in the cake?
Yeah, because I want some candlelight. I want some candlelight. And the cake can represent anything, right?
Okay.
I'm celebrating us. Mm-hmm. I'm celebrating the fact that we just taking a time out, a pause out. I'm not slicing it. So he's saying that because we're making fun right now, but I'm telling you, matter of fact, I'll do it and I'll report back to y'all. I'm telling you, he'd be sitting back like, he'd be looking around. He wouldn't even know it's no birthday candles. It's a Kwanzaa candle over there. It's a Bath and Body Works candle over there, and it's a little old floating candle over in that water. He wouldn't know the difference, right? Because the lights are low. So what I'm saying to you is it's about your intention, and you don't want to be so pressed to get it perfect that you now lose the courage because you're like, they're gonna, because we're sensitive. We're all sensitive. And so I think that you want to make sure if your partner is making some advances to you in some way that you're sensitive to them, but also make sure that you just take the risk. So that's number one, a rendezvous, a night away. The characters are important. Take a risk and be somebody different. Okay, and do something different.
I mean, be mindful with that though too, because that can get you in trouble. You want to make sure that you
well, you're going to ask your partner.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're not like, asking your partner to be your ex. I mean, then you find yourself in a situation where you just like are totally ass out. And so,
I would do that.
People do.
I mean, that don't make no sense.
People do. People do it because it may intensify
Your
the
ex?
experience. Yeah, I mean, you can romanticize and sexualize
Well, if
former
some of y'all think that
relationships.
that's okay. I mean, for some of y'all, maybe it is all
Yeah,
right, but
it could enhance some people's sexual experience. And so, again, you want to make sure that it could. But the important thing here is that that you're aware that it's okay to use these manipulatives when it comes to you enhancing your sex life. My wife, she mentioned the candles. One thing that is an absolute must is the oil. And so she did say,
you know about that oil.
Yeah, I do. I know a lot about the oil.
Let me tell you something. I be wondering sometimes the kids wonder why there's so much oil on Bob's side of the room. On the nightstand, he always got oil on that joint. You understand? His nightstand, he got oil. His oil, and then he takes oil that he uses in our escapades, and he has like a little plastic container. And he pours it in there so that it's easily accessible. Yeah. And he can just reach over in a moment's notice and just dip his fingers in without looking. Mm-hmm. And come back and like start massaging me or doing whatever, right? Yeah. But you got to be ready, right? Keep your bedroom ready. Keep it ready.
And so, in that particular area right there, you want to make sure that you're being mindful about what you choose, because my wife mentioned before, she don't want no canola oil.
No, because this man, he used to take an olive oil from the kitchen and brought it upstairs. Yeah. No, that's for cooking. That's two separate things.
But olive oil works. It does work.
You get your own olive oil, and then you do what you do, not from my kitchen that we're using on the food. That's all I'm saying. All right, number two. Again, if you're just joining us tonight, we're talking about 3 ways that you can reignite your sex life. You can do it this weekend. You can do it tonight. You can do it tomorrow. These things are simple yet essential. They are not over the top, but they are things that you can do to switch it up. All right, so here's the next one. Y'all ready for it? You ready for it? Okay, I bet you it's slippery. It is slippery, honey. So here's the second one. So the second piece is this: pleasure yourself. Now we've talked about this before for those who followed us, and some of y'all sometimes be just quiet. But we talk about. Thank you, Diane, for sharing the video. Come on, y'all, share the video. We appreciate it. Pleasure yourself in front of your partner. In front of your partner. Yeah, you like that. I know. What are you doing right now? This is a good one. So let me tell you why this is so good. So just when you hear me say that, you're pleasuring yourself in front of your partner. So the first thing that comes to mind is that it requires your vulnerability. Even when I have done that with my husband, right? Even I won't speak for you, okay? But what I will say is that early on in the relationship, it's kind of like, ooh, like they put the cover over myself. You can kind of see me. I'm gonna turn to the side a little bit, and you're like, I don't want you looking at me, right? But let me tell you something. When you lean into that, right? You got to plug up the laptop. When you lean into that and you allow yourself to go there, and for many of us, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to start where you're comfortable, and you may want to cover yourself a bit or something. But the more you do it, the more intimate you become. And when you can climax together, you can pleasure yourself in front of each other and climax together at the same time and say, wait a minute, tell me when you, and hold eye contact. Oh my goodness. That is creating intimacy and creating a bond that is amazing. So that's important. Spice it up, do something different. Somebody said that soul worked last night. There you go. So you have to be willing to do that. And for many of us, it's not that you've never done it before, but it's that you just don't visit that place very often. So to reignite, tonight is about reigniting your sex life. In order to reignite it, you have to get back into some of the things that you did in the past or that you think about. And pleasuring yourself in front of your partner is a powerful way to increase your intimacy and to also, if we just be really real, bring out your inner freak. Yep. Oh my God. Let me say something. It's gonna bring out your inner freak because what are you doing? You are performing a bit. Because I know what he likes. I know what he likes to see. And then I'm also, kind of getting into my divine feminine and what I'm able to do in terms of my body, in terms of my essence. And I'm just kind of feeling myself, literally, right? While I'm also performing and pleasuring myself and my husband simultaneously. Do it, y'all. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be perfect with it. Just do it. It's an amazing way to reconnect and to reignite.
So let me just say this, that and I really want the women to pay attention that, one of the most attractive, and just inviting qualities that really draw a man in. Especially when it comes to sex, is when he's able to witness you in that space of supreme vulnerability. And so, when you're able to make yourself available, and go to that space where there's no inhibition, where, you're just able to be and do you in a sexual way. And for him to be able to watch that, what that does is it gives him the idea or the understanding that this is something sacred that we share. You've opened yourself up to me, and you've been able to remove all barriers, remove all, limitations that may have been present, and you're just being unashamedly, just allowing yourself to just express yourself fully. And so for him to be able to experience that, that heightens his understanding of who you are as a person. So it increases the intimacy, but it also makes him feel as though it's a special moment because you've given him access to something that everybody else doesn't see. And so again, when you go there with him, again, it's giving him that sacred space to be able to experience you in a more intimate, a more spiritual way, because he's seeing something that not everybody else sees, and you're just being naked and afraid. But also courageous.
You love that show too.
Naked and afraid, but also courageous and vulnerable in that experience. And so, again, it's something that he'll appreciate. If you're able to go there. Now, in terms of your man going there with you, I don't know whether or not it will have the same experience, the same effect, on you if he's sitting there and he's pleasuring himself.
Yeah, I like that. I do. I like it.
And so, why?
Why what? Why do I like to see you pleasure yourself?
Yeah.
I just like that image. I just like the way I like your whole body. I like to see your body. I like to see you doing what you do. I love it. I love to see. And we're in a different place. You're in a different place psychologically when you get into that place where you are getting completely in tune with your sexuality. And so it's back to what you said, that I'm connecting with you in a different way, and we going somewhere else, and I'm just enjoying the ride. Yeah. So that's a good thing. All right. So again, if you're just joining us tonight, we are talking about 3 things that will reignite your sex life that you can implement starting tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. But by the time Sunday comes, you need to, for real, you need to have something that you can speak about. You can't try to process it to death and figure out, I need to go over and get this from the store or whatever. No, just get it done. Just get it done. That's why I said you can use the Kwanzaa candle. It's really okay. You can use the birthday candle. It's really fine. Don't make it. He's doing that, but meanwhile, he don't use stuff. He don't even know. You know what I mean? You don't even know because you're just so enamored with the environment, right? And you have no idea. And you don't care in the moment. You don't care because you're looking at this, right? And what we got going on. So we talked about already tonight a rendezvous, a getaway. That can be right in your own home, creating a sacred and special place for you all to get freaky with one another and inviting your partner to go into role play with you. Who do you want to be? Who do you want me to be? Let's do this. I'm ready. Right? Let's get ready. Some people have really gotten into it and gone on Amazon and ordered outfits and all kinds of stuff. Do what you're going to do, but be intentional about doing that. Number 2 was about pleasuring yourself in front of your partner so that you all can connect in that way. And then number 3, Nigga said Kwanzaa. Nigga, I said use what you got. You gotta get a Kwanzaa candle. Get that joint. So number 3.
That's what it is.
So the term of creativity. So take a sex class. That's number 3, y'all. Take a sex class. And use the weekend to practice. Okay. Let me say this. There are so many couples that we work with, and when we are working with them specifically around issues of intimacy and sexuality and that kind of thing. We will ask them, have you taken any sex classes? Have you looked to see what's out there? And they're like, what, a sex class? Like, what is that? Like, people really do that? Yes, go and Google. There are plenty of sex classes out there. We're tonight going to talk to you about how you can get more information about an upcoming virtual sex class that we're going to have coming out very soon. And we're in the planning stages for that and how you can just get some more information. But when you take a sex class, again, it's about reigniting Reigniting means you need to switch it up. You got to do something different. You know, people are like, you want me to go somewhere, like be in front of people talking about our sex life, like you lunching. Like I'm not doing that, right? But when you do things that are outside of your comfort zone, it always stretches you, and it has the ability to bless you in a whole nother way that you are not prepared for. So I'll just say very briefly that we are going to be having a virtual sex class. It's coming up very soon in the month of October. And if you want to get some more information about that, you can text the number that is, I think I already put it in. I don't know if you put it over here on YouTube, but we already put it on Facebook. It's 202-599-0234. And if you just text Sex Class 2019 to that number, then you will get some more information when the details are ready to come out. Sex Class 2019 is a virtual online experience that we're going to walk folks through live, and it's going to be beautiful. No, it's not like, what do you mean live? We're just going to give you some good stuff, okay? We're going to go deeper in terms of the sex class. So again, 202-599-0234. We typed it in both windows. Go ahead and text Sex Class 2019 so you can get the information, because again, it's about reigniting, which means you have to switch it up and do something different. All right. So guys, that's it. Those are our 3 tips tonight. We didn't tell you anything that, you know, you've never heard before. We didn't tell you anything that's like, oh my goodness, like I need to make my body into a pretzel and then tie a bow, you know. Like we didn't tell you that though. What we told you is to do what you already know, because we're not here to give you things 9 times out of 10 that you don't have some level of awareness about, but we're here to push you gently and compassionately and tell you to stop playing and start pushing yourself to where you need to go. If you're not having good sex, if you're not having sex at all, if you're not connecting at all, then it is up to you to begin to do that and to be intentional about how you do that. That's what you have to do. And so again, these 3 tips, these 3 things, encourage, and this is the last thing we'll say to close out tonight. They encourage something. I'm sweating. Ooh, I mean, okay. They encourage the B word. The B word. Y'all know what the B word is? Vagina, really? The 3 tips encourage vagina. That's not even a complete.
They encourage vagina. They encourage the vagina.
They encourage your vagina?
The vagina.
The vagina.
Yeah, they encourage.
So they're encouraging the people's vaginas on who are listening tonight? Yeah. Shut up! You didn't drink all your wine. So what it encourages vulnerability. All of these things require you to be vulnerable, because you heard it here. Now have some information. Oh, I see some text coming on in. Sex Class 2019. Thank you. We got it. So make sure that you continue to text that number, and we will get the information. You have to go somewhere you've never been to get something that you've never had. If you want to climax an orgasm in a different way, if you just want to have more regular sex, if you want to be able to just build up your capacity to stretch yourself a little more, whatever it is, connecting to your boo a little differently, then you have to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing. And so these are the things that we're talking about. Switching it up, do something different. And so we hope again that you will text 202-599-0234, 202-599-0234, Sex Class 2019, so that we can get on this together. And when you know that somebody else is working, when you're like, I'm trying to do a little something. They're like, oh my, like, what's this about, right? That automatically elevates your relationship and your connection to the next level. So be looking for those details to come to you for those who are texting in, and we will continue the conversation. But for real, we might come back in here on Monday and be like, so what had happened? What went down? Because today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, and you have the weekend to get something going. Take a risk, do something different. It's up to you. I know I have good sex. I know I have great, wonderful sex. Do you?
Absolutely.
And do you sometimes have to take risks with me and do some things and put yourself out there in ways that are uncomfortable? Yeah. And I do too. But it's because we do that we won't be playing. We be pushing. Yeah. CBB. All right, guys. Until next time. None of this will work.
Please share, y'all.
If you do not, stop playing and start pushing. Peace, y'all.